it's Crystal here with you from Battle Swan Adventures. I just really wanted to take a couple minutes, check back in after spending the night in the Yakima Skyrise rooftop tent the other night. I know that I didn't do a video setting it up or taking it down or anything like that, so I just really wanted to do a quick recap. Next weekend I'll be camping out again, so I'll go ahead and record the setup and the takedown at that point in time. I really just wanted to figure out what I needed to do and was a little bit involved in getting that all worked out and just didn't think about getting that recorded, so I apologize for that. But next weekend, this coming weekend, should be a bit better as far as video is concerned, since I won't be quite as new. But that being said, I did realize that I'm going to have to do a couple modifications, since a lot of my camping is going to be me by myself. And standing in the doorway of my truck and trying to maneuver that by myself is going to be a challenge. So I've got a couple different ideas. I'm going to try to play it out and see what's going to work best. But in the spring, I think that I'll work a little bit more on modifications and see what's going to work. Just the weight of that and being short and climbing on top of it to begin with is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So we'll kind of play with that. One of the other things, after sleeping with it, I picked up a couple other accessories, Yakima accessories, that I'll also do a review of next weekend. One of them is the Skyloft, which is seemingly just like a strip of zippered sections, like pouches that you can connect to the platform underneath, just as a quick handy way of storing a couple things. The next is the Sunbelt, which is just a light strip for the inside of the tent, which I don't always want to have to hold my phone and use lighting there, so just the laziness element. And then the third thing I got was I'm not remembering the exact name, but it's the shoe box. So essentially you can you clip it to the end of your on the platform, and you can throw your shoes in there instead of bringing them inside. And especially with it being up on top of the roof, that way your shoes aren't down on the ground while you're up at the top doing that whole thing. So one of the things that I did learn going up the ladder is that ladder was a little bit painful on naked feet, so having shoes on is definitely good. But anyway, just to get into the review as far as sleeping is concerned, that had a surprising amount of space. Being a two-person tent, for my kind of unwritten rule of sorts is just a two-person tent is essentially a one-person tent with space for gear. Whatever it is that they say that it is, subtract a person. Is kind of my unwritten guidelines for myself. This is kind of truly a two-person tent of sorts, kind of head to foot. If you're not trying to be sleeping too terribly close to somebody, or a two-person tent if you're cool with sleeping really close to a person. I was in there with myself and my backpack, because that's going to be what it is that I'm normally sleeping with. So I wanted to kind of get an idea as to what that space was like. I had tons of space, so you guys can see in the pictures that there's plenty of space for a second person. The mattress was comfortable. I may end up adding some kind of like a foam layer to it, just for a little extra comfort. But for the most part, it was pretty comfortable. Didn't have any problems. I slept well all through the night. I saw a little bit of conflict between whether it was a 4-season or a 3-season tent. I saw some places refer to it as a year-round tent. Other places referred to it as being a 3-season tent. I would definitely put it in a 3-season tent category, as on its own. Obviously, if you use materials to give it further protection, you can make it a 4-season tent without a problem. I get that. But as it stands on its own without anything additional, I would consider it a 3-season tent. In the pictures you can see like around the hinges where there's some, you know, entryway for air to come in, which obviously in the wintertime, I'm in Michigan, so having that in the wintertime could make for a really cold night. I have a 30-degree bag, so I'm not really set up gear-wise for uber cold, so a person who is could definitely, you know, use that as a four-season tent if they've got the rest of the gear to supplement. But I would say for an average camper, not looking to be extreme, that you get away with a, you know, spring through fall kind of a camping situation. But really looking forward to next week's video to be able to show you guys what it's like to put that together, take it back down. Taking it down was a ton easier, especially being familiar with how it all worked. But yeah, so keep an eye out for those videos. Let me know if you have anything that you're excited to hear about, any questions that you have, any reviews that you'd like for me to do, and I'll get those right out there for you. But for today, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and thanks for tuning in at Battle Swan Adventures. You guys take care.